Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to check out Aliens. Wait, no, that's not quite right. We're checking out Aliens Fire Squad Elite. Wait, no. What the heck is the title of this game? We're checking out Aliens Firestorm Elite. Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know why I could not remember the name of the title. I just kept calling it Aliens for the whole time I was playing it. But yeah, I finally finished it. I kind of wanted to get this done by Halloween, but I just had too many things going on around Halloween that I just wasn't able to get it done. But here we are now, a few days later. Let's get into it. So I've been a big fan of all the Alien movies, all the games. I've watched every single one of them, played every single one of them, and I've actually kind of been following this game. And so like when it came out, yeah, I was day one purchase for me. Even though I knew it was kind of going to be a little bit of a lower budget game, I was still super excited for it. I've kind of put together a list of some of the pros and cons, things that I really liked and things that I didn't quite so like about the game. Jumping into the things that I liked first, the combat for this game was so fun. It was just an incredible feeling going through like the dungeons and caves and stuff and just shooting down hordes of aliens. It was just a ton of fun. The weapons were awesome. They had a large variety. They had different classes. You could be like the gunner, a technician, I don't even know. There was like 5 different classes, and I kind of experimented with 2 of them. I was mainly the gunner for my first playthrough, and I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of weapons, a lot of different attachments you can find that are specific to your class, and so you can find a lot of attachments that you'll be able to use for like your specialty class, which uses like a pistol, or your heavy class that uses more of like the flamethrower. So you find all these different attachments, and all the weapons were super fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Just mowing down aliens was so much fun, which just kind of leads me into the next thing that I really liked, is that the aliens / enemy variety was a whole lot of fun in this. Of course, you have your standard aliens that are just always charging you, just the regular ones. And then on top of that, you have the eggs. And if you don't shoot the eggs, the little spider dudes crawl out and they try to attack your face. You got ones that are like armored that have like a huge, almost like a triceratops. They got like a huge head plate, and they just take a ton of damage. You got warriors, and every time you hear it, the music changes, and so you know that a warrior's coming because they do a ton of damage. And they're huge too. Then you got like the Praetorian guards, which guard the queen. Like the closer you get towards the queen's nest, the more you run into them. You also have these ones that were like experimented on with like this gas that I guess they weren't really, I mean they were aliens, but they weren't like the xenomorphs. And they looked crazy white and spidery, and they would jump on you, and some of them even turned invisible. That was a lot of fun. And on top of all the aliens, you have like rogue AI, not even AI, what are they? They call them synths, like synthezoids or whatever. Basically, they're like androids. They have human-like characteristics, but they're still basically a robot. You had this Cynthia rogue AI that kind of turned them all evil, and so there's certain parts of the map that you're going through that have a ton of androids, and you gotta make your way through them. And on top of that, like all the noise of you shooting down these robots, aliens, the xenomorphs, they hear it, they start attacking you. So just all the aliens, or I should just say all the enemies together, were a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, which was probably the best part of the entire game, was just shooting just tons of aliens, just having a whole horde, which there is a horde mode at the end, which was a lot of fun, and it's very hard to do by yourself. But yeah, there's a horde mode where they just all swarm you, and you just try to last as long as you can. A lot of fun. I've kind of already talked about this topic a little bit, but I really love the tension in this game. Like the music, you can hear it building up to like when there's big enemies coming, whether it's Praetorian guards, warriors, whatever. Like the tension rises, you can hear the music coming, and then all of a sudden there's just like a swarm coming from every direction. So I really love the tension. The atmosphere of this game was awesome. I freaking loved it. Moving on to the next topic, I really loved the level design. All the levels that you go through, even though the levels themselves were kind of samey, like you're just basically trying to get from point A to point B and just survive as many hordes as you can in that one level. but it's just like the surroundings, what you're looking at, the statues from the previous civilization on this planet, to like the hive of the xenomorphs, where you just see like just this blackness all over the place, and it just, the atmosphere and the level design was top notch, and I really loved it. It did a great job of immersing me into each level. It was awesome. I kind of wanted to mention this one, although I liked it. I liked the idea of it, but it wasn't as executed as I thought it would be. Was just the way that you can do your mods. They had it kind of similar to like Resident Evil, like inventory system, where you kind of have like your square and you try to fit everything in there. They had that, but for like mods, you can get mods that, you know, take a certain percentage off of reload speed or add a certain percentage more of damage or whatever it is, and you have to like fit them in this little box. And although I really liked the concept, I just felt like it just took too long either to level up, or there just weren't enough mods to make that really interesting. Like, I didn't notice a huge effect with, you know, kind of switching out different mods. Like, yeah, I noticed like some of them were like you had your clips a little bit bigger, or you can hold a little bit more ammo, things like that. But overall, it was okay. I just wish that it was implemented just a little bit better, which is a good segue into some of the things that I didn't quite like about the game. Oh, real quick before we go into that one, a plus, like I said, this is a lower budget game, and you can kind of see it kind of seeps through in some certain areas of the game. But a plus for that is that the game is only $40. I think I actually paid $35 at GameStop, so it was actually a little bit lower, and I bought it day one. So that is a plus. If you're kind of sitting on the fence, want a good game to jump into, it is $35. Well, I'm going to just say 40 just because I don't know everyone's pricing, but I think vast majority of places it'll be $40. First thing that you guys will probably notice, as I did, is that there was just no lip sync on the characters. Like when you're doing they didn't even really have cutscenes, actually. There's no cutscenes. But the interaction when you talk to like your colonel or the captain or whatever, and you're getting your info, where you're talking to the doctor about what just happened, or just getting information, figuring out the lore and story, you're talking to them, but there's just no lip sync. And so that's like when I said you can kind of see like the low budget seeping through in the game. You're like, oh well, they probably didn't have enough money to actually lip sync real character or real people, didn't have enough money to really do real cutscenes, you know what I mean? And although those weren't bad, like it was just kind of threw me back. I was like, oh yeah, this is a low budget game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you play through the level and you see like all the crazy graphics that they put, the level design is awesome and everything, and then you just see this where they're not moving their mouth, and you're like, huh. Another thing, I didn't actually put this in the plus or the cons, but there is character creation. It's not bad, but it's also not particularly good. You got like 8 different faces you could choose from, you know, skin tones, hair color. If you're jumping into it thinking it's going to be like Cyberpunk, where it's just super in-depth, you know, customization, character customization, that's just not it. It's very basic. Nothing bad, but it wasn't necessarily memorable because I pretty much forgot about it till just barely. The next thing that was kind of dumb was there's a few times I did play by myself. Actually, I played by myself for a good majority of the game. And so you get teamed up with AI. And unless you're doing online, and then you'll get kind of matched up with whoever's playing. But as far as like just playing solo, you get matched up with these Team AI, Delta and Beta. And for the most part, they're kind of dumb. There are instances where they really help you out, and then there's instances where they just don't. Like, there would be like a 3-way hallway. We'd be, 3 different ways. I'd be shooting down one hallway, and then the other 2 guys are also shooting down the same hallway. And it's like, no, dude, cover the other 2 hallways so that we don't just get swarmed. And it happens so many times where I'd be shooting like 3 or 4 down one hallway, and they're all shooting there with me, and then I turn around and there's like 10 right behind us, and it's like, seriously? So the AI isn't super smart. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say about the Team AI, is that they're just kind of dumb. Another thing that I didn't really like was that your run wasn't really a run. It was more like a slow, more like a fast walk. I compared it to, you look like you're trying to run while having to poop at the same time, where you can't really do a full sprint because you'll accidentally poop your pants, so you're just kind of barely moving. And I don't know, I just really hated it because there's a few times I was trying to run away from enemies because the Team AI is dumb and they both are down, and I'm being chased by friggin' like 20 aliens, but I'm not really running. I'm like slow jogging. It's the run, I wish it just was a little faster. I don't know. Last thing on my list is that the game just felt really short. And I know that it's a low-budget game, and it's kind of to be expected. It's nothing AAA, 50-hour campaign. But I just felt like right as the game was getting like super good and interesting, you don't really fight the queen. You more like kind of run away from her. I think she's invincible. But it just seems like that last mission was really fun. There's 4 main missions, and each of those are 4 main segments, and each in those segments there's 3 missions. And so the last segment and the fourth campaign slot with the last mission was just super fun, and I was ready for some more. You talk to the characters at the end, and they talk about what's going to happen next and what's going on because of this, and that you might not have defeated the Horde or something like that. And then it just kind of ends. No credit rolls, no nothing. I mean, actually there is credit rolls, but after you've kind of done a little bit of the Horde mode, but it just seems like that they're just kind of done. The game just like ends. And I was like, oh, well, that was very anticlimactic. We literally just went through like the best part of the game, and then it just kind of is like, oh yeah, and we're done. Here's your Medal of Honor for surviving the Horde and for finding those dead guys we sent you after. Anyways, guys, I still had a lot of fun with it. Now, if I were to give this a rating out of 10, for me, it would be a 6. It was fun. I love the Alien franchise, so I have to kind of put my bias aside, even though I really love this franchise. And I really love the lore and the xenomorphs and everything about it. I just kind of took a step back and was looking at it, and I was like, well, this is kind of a one-and-done game for me. It's not something that I'm going to keep playing. It's got multiple difficulties, and I'm just not that interested. I played my playthrough, and I'm just kind of done. I mean, if they come out with DLC, I'm all on board for it. But that's where I put it where it's at, is a 6 out of 10. Super great combat. Aliens were awesome. The level design was all fantastic. Oh, also music. I didn't really touch on the music as much, but the music did a really good job at setting the tone of the game. And that's going to be it, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought. Have you played this game before yet? Have you guys played this game yet? And that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.